Yo, what's up guys? You got PokeaimMD here with some Grand Slam Playoffs. We have Elodin versus HT, aka Hairy Toenail. They're starting off a Little Cup. Looks like Elodin's using maybe a Memento plus Clam Pearl, which is really solid. Could be Scarf Diglett on this team. We see Mienfoo versus Mienfoo lead. I'm going to try my best to narrate this, but I'm not the best when it comes to Little Cup, obviously. But we do see a fake out. We're probably going to see a knockoff trade right now. And honestly, I think it's worse for, I want to say HT if he gets knocked off, mainly because if Elodin has like ways of dealing with that. For example, the Spritzee could have Covet. So like even like Spritzee and Mienfoo are all switch-ins to this own Mienfoo, whereas HT doesn't really have the best switch-ins to this Mienfoo outside of Fungus. And Fungus is a Pokemon, once it loses its Violite, it can't get it back. Whereas obviously a knockoff spam versus Elodin isn't too bad. But again, this is a best of 5, and they play Little Cup. The loser decides what tier they play next. They've all qualified for the same tournament that I did as well. And I'm assuming High Jump Kick kills neither of them. They're relatively bulky. Maybe the Impish set that's running around. So we do see High Jump Kick come out, and we see High Jump Kick come out again, and we do see a crit, and that's a big crit, especially because Fungus, or Mienfoo, excuse me, would have been useful if the Clam Pearl was not running Protect to get some fake out chip later if Clam Pearl does end up getting a +1 or +2 with a Shell Smash, which I believe it will be able to very easily versus his team, especially when Diglett comes in and traps something and goes for Memento. And honestly, at +2 it kills Fungus even with a Violet with Ice Beam, kills Onyx. Onyx coming in now too is a smart play, as I'm pretty sure HT knows this Mienfoo is really bulky just based on the high jump kick damage. Onyx typically runs 17 speed, max speed, whereas Mienfoo, they can run that, but they've been going back towards like the defensive 13 speed, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. So Onyx can come out and go for a safe Earthquake if it wants to. We're probably going to see Rock Spell go up from HT's side. So as far as stopping Clam Pearl goes, he has 2 ways of doing it. Wow. Elodin makes a very aggressive play and stays in and goes for knockoff there. Mienfoo was obviously still useful in faking out Abra if it's not Protect, if it's like Sub, and still getting chip off on Vullaby. But that was a really aggressive read in my opinion, because I'm pretty sure HT expected just what I did. Spritzee to want to come out, or Fungus to want to come out in Onyx. Yep. So Fungus comes out now. I can take an Earthquake. The Violite is gone on Onyx as well. It's not sturdy, obviously, either. So right here, if Onyx does have Explosion, that should be able to take out a Fungus. This is 150 base power. Explosion is 250. Yeah, so that should be able to take out Fungus if he does go for Explosion. Explosion is actually going to nab one, no matter what. Fungus in this game, I guess, isn't the best technically either, but it is a pivot for the Magnemite, especially if it's Scarf Magnemite on this build. Like if it's Scarf Magnemite, you can see that Flash Cannon is really problematic, whereas Fungus can pivot because of its Violite and Regenerator and Spore it. So we are going to see Fungus come out, and we are going to see a Giga Drain. So no Explosion from HT right there. And oops, sorry, let me move this. I didn't realize that was done uploading. No Explosion from HT right there. So we're going to see the Synthesis come out, and probably just some Sludge Bomb spams for a bit. Because Fungus hasn't lost to the Violite and neither has this Fungus, this is still a pretty big problem as well. Sludge Bomb potentially poisoning Vullaby is nice. We're probably going to see some trades. It will do a good chunk to Spritzee. Obviously, Diglett can't come in. Let's assume that it is Z Diglett with Memento, right? So Z Earthquake with Memento, or maybe Z Vullaby plus Scarf Diglett. Huh. I could see it being Scarf Diglett for sure. I mean, Abra is always a problem, and you do have Vullaby to check, and Diglett naturally outspeeds it too, but I can still see it being Scarf. I feel like Mag is also a little annoying. So we see Vullaby come out on the Switch. Very good play. Gets it in for free. Fungus obviously gets the Regenerator. Brave Bird is relatively free versus Elodin's team. Knockoff is also decent. Vullaby could have Overcoat, which means that you can't Spore it, even if Fungus manages to live it. If this is another mon that could easily be Z on HT's team. So if it's Supersonic Sky Strike, Brave Bird, if it's Supersonic Sky Strike, I believe claims a kill, no matter what. I'm pretty sure it's Spritzee, even if it's, well, they're all defensive, but I think just some of that Trick Room. I think Trick Room sets are even defensive as well. But even if it is that defensive of a set. I don't think after Rocks it takes Brave Bird into Z Brave Bird, and but Spritzee isn't necessarily the most valuable Pokemon either, mainly because the Mienfoo got crit by the opposing Mienfoo. So we're gonna see Vullaby come out, probably a weak armor set, as we do see a U-turn come out from this Vullaby. This Vullaby could be Scarf itself. It could also just be a Violite as well, or Berry Juice with U-turn. I think Violite makes more sense with Defog. And this does allow him to get an Onix. Based on that damage, I don't know what the Violite damage is to opposing Vullaby. But basically him going out into Vullaby is solid because unless it has HP Grass or like Z Dark Pulse, it's not knocking out Onix right here. Dark Pulse isn't knocking it out on boosted. And again, Onix is just a big threat. We might see Elodin make the aggressive play going Diglett, but I think that Diglett is too useful for setting up Clamperl to do that. And in order for Clamperl to be set up, you're going to want Abra's Sash to be broken. However, you don't actually have very many opportunities to break Abra's Sash now that I look at it. Yeah, the team doesn't actually have very many opportunities to break. It's not like there's a Pursuit Trapper in Pawnyard. Diglett obviously has Pursuit, or can have Pursuit in its move pool, but you're not going to Pursuit Trap an Abra unless it's like that Shed Shell one that Zeb posted the other day, which is more than likely not the case. So Diglett, for the most part, will either go for a Beat Up if it's Scarf to knock it out, but it needs a minimum, I think, 4 or 5 Pokemon alive for Beat Up to knock it out, or just Earthquake it to bring it down to its Sash, maybe Sash Diglett itself. Mienfoo is going to come out, that's smart on the Rock Blast. He does Earthquake though, very good call. Acknowledging the fact that Vullaby's not going to come in. However, this does let Diglett come in. It's weak armor, a Violite Onix, so we might see a Groundium Z from Diglett come out. I don't think Earthquake is going to kill at 81%. I could be wrong though, it could be Life Orb Diglett as well. I also think that Vullaby is Berry Juice, potentially. So when it comes back in, that's actually really nice because it'll come back in on the rocks. If Elodin tries to get it in on maybe like a Psychic from Abra, it'll come in, take the rocks, get back up to Berry Juice. So the only way that Elodin can stop that is by going for Dazzling Gleam on the switching. So we are going to Z the Tectonic Ridge. Yep, like I said, I don't think a regular Earthquake was going to knock him out. So this is revealed to be Z, not Scarf in any way. And once again, a Magnemite is definitely problematic if it is Scarf. And the cool thing about Magnemite being problematic if it's Scarf is even if Clamperl comes out, even if it Shell Smashes, Abra is still more than likely holding its Focus Sash and can check that. And Magnemite just needed to click Flash Cannon. So we might see Mag come out. We might also see Vullaby come out itself if that was also Scarf. I mean, Vullaby's not a bad play regardless right here. Mainly because it can U-turn on Clamperl. Though that does activate Clamperl's Rattled, allowing it to outspeed all of the team outside of... Is Rattle +2 or +1? Okay, Fungus is a good play too, because that doesn't matter if Clamperl ends up going for Memento here. Or like if Diglett goes for Memento into Clamperl, because basically Fungus doesn't care about that. So I think I agree with that switch 100%. And this is cool too. We're probably going to see him go out into Fungus itself and do some more trades. Yep, let's see a Giga Drain. At this point, when Fungus comes back in, it will be at 100%. Maybe we'll see some Synthesis stall outs. Because it was Z Diglett, I don't think it's Trick Room Spritzee with Nasty Plot. Sometimes you'll see Z move on that itself. That's not always the case. You might see a Violite, but I feel like Z just nukes past everything. Vullaby comes in. We're going to see the Berry Juice. Yep, Berry Juice does activate. Nice. As he does call that and go for another Sludge Bomb instead of Synthesising up. And that's cool because it doesn't give Vullaby the speed itself. Vullaby is in range of Dazzling Gleam after the next rock switching, or really close at that point too. I'll get a damage calculator open, that way I can do that, but I don't want to miss too much of the action. Feels weird calling it action because it's Pokemon, but you know, it's the same thing. Anyway, so the only issue of him going Magnemite, which is probably what he was thinking about, was obviously knock off, being able to get rid of that. But we do see a defog from Vullaby, so that'll be pretty useful, especially because basically I don't think a Sash Abra does 66%. I could be wrong though. Abra, Focus Sash, Vullaby, Little Cup offensive. I'm just assuming this is set. Oh wow, Dazzling Gleam actually does a good chunk. Okay, so it does. Wow, Abra's strong. So it's always in range of Abra, which is cool. I guess you get off a slow U-turn here. Or fast if you're actually Scarf Vullaby. I don't think you are though, because you turned to 23. Wallaby, look up Choice Scarf. Yeah, so this has more defense. Either that's not Scarf for max attack, or that just has more defense itself than what I'm giving it credit for. So Defog, Roost, knockoff Brave Bird most likely, or just Defog, knockoff U-turn Brave Bird. Just a full-on momentum Wallaby and no recovery because it had Berry Juice. Plus it had weak armor, so that makes sense. So I don't think this is a bad position for Elodin at all. Again, he's still in a situation where he kind of loses them on to Brave Bird, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, 60 to 72%. We do see the Z fly that I was talking about. So like I said, that is a nuke. Nice. Wallaby going down means he can always spam Psychic. There's no, him playing around, maybe like a late game pivot between Fungus and Wallaby to get Fungus back at 100% with Regenerator to take a hit from Abra potentially. Like maybe that was. That's something that could have happened, but now it's no longer going to happen. Big old Clamperl can come out, though. Clamperl is still a threat as well. I think keeping Sash on Abra is going to be pretty key in stopping that. And I also think that... Is it actually Nasty Plot? With Psychic? Wow. Without Z, I guess it's a violate that. Spritzy learned Psychic, right? I'm not... I swear I used Psychic on Spritzy in a Nasty Plot set in my Little Cup run. So you will see a Wallaby more likely go for U-turn here into Fungus. Fungus is 100%, so there's no real risk there. There's no, almost 100%, so there's no real risk there. About 80%, I believe, when it comes back in. It does allow the Spritzy to Wish Pass, but we might see the... might see the Mag come out as well and spam Flash Cannon. If it's Recycle Mag and not Scarf, I'm really leaning towards Scarf because he has no real speed control of his team. Knockoff. Oh, it was offensive Spritzy. Ooh. So Knockoff was an interesting play, but I think the reasoning behind it was if it's a Violite, you put it in range of Flash Cannon by getting rid of that Violite. And if it's offensive Nasty Plot, which it looks like it actually might have been, or like something with Draining Kiss. I think a Calm Mind variant too. Wow. That's smart though, getting rid of it. I doubt it has Covet on a Berry Juice set. Let me go to... They have to have an offensive set there. I should also have tweeted out about this. Spritzy. Offensive, no. Nasty Plot. Oh, okay. So it does run a Violator Dirge. Okay, I guess it's not Z. Maybe I'm just thinking about League type of stuff. But okay, so this is definitely, or potentially Trick Room. Cool. So now we know. Magnemite was easily his best switch. There's no Protect more than likely on the Spritzy. Yeah, obviously if it is Scarf, or even if it's... Honestly, it doesn't have to be Scarf itself, but... Like, it'd easily be Z. I mean, not Z. It can very easily be... what's it called? The Berry Juice Endure set. If it is, then that's a great position for HT because you'll be able to get a kill right now with Clamperl and Magnemite goes in since it stops Diglett. But I'm, again, more leaning towards it being Scarf here. And we're going to see a Surf come out from Clamperl. There's no reason to Shell Smash, honestly, because Hard Abra, if it is Scarf, I think Hard Abra is always the play. Because Hard Abra stops you from, if you Shell Smash, you get the KO. So yeah, Hard Abra is always okay, and we do see a Surf. We do see a Shell Smash come out. I guess that's fine. I think that Surf would have gotten you more from that, and then you could have later brought in Clamperl. And it's Scarf Abra. Ooh! Holy crap! Oh, you gotta see the crowd's reaction. Holy crap! I did not see that coming at all. Then I fully agree with. I think HT was just setting up for Scarf. That's incredible. I fully agree. The only bad thing is if Diglett does have Sucker Punch, Abra's dead. But I fully agree with the knockoff now on Spritzy because Psychic's going to hit hard. And Spritzy can't sweep because Magnemite's too full. Oh, that's awesome. And Flash can... Wow. Wow. That is really, really cool. That was sick. I didn't expect that. That's why he... And he had to hard Abra anyway. Yeah, that was the play. That's why I was thinking that Elodin should have just went for Surf. And I'm pretty sure Surf blew away Abra because it doesn't have like 38 special attack with no investment just because of its broken item. Yeah, it does 142% minimum. So that's why I thought Surf was the better play, because Hard Abra was the only play he can make, and it turns out he was Scarf instead of Sash. So, wow, a game that I thought was going more Elodin's way looks even more even now, especially because Mag, if it's double Scarf, even if it's Berry Juice, man, Mag puts in a lot of work. It just Flash Cannon Spritzy, Flash Cannons Fungus. When opposing Fungus comes in, when HT's Fungus comes in, it has used less Synthesis than Elodin's too. So we do see Mag come out. We are going to see a Trick Room come out too. That won't matter too much unless it's like HP ground. We do see Fungus on the Flash Cannon. Beautiful. We're going to see Fungus come out here again. Yep. On the Synthesis, and that's 3 used or 4? That's 4 Synthesis used, and he hasn't used any yet. So he does get a very unfortunate crit right there, though. Elodin might make the aggressive play of going for Spore here. I think that HT goes out into Abra here. I think Mag is way too important because of Flash Cannon being so easy, and more than likely his Berry Juice. I think you go Abra because Abra is the least amount of risk. If Abra goes to sleep by Spore, it's a good play on Elodin's part, but it doesn't necessarily take HT out of the game, especially because Synthesis is still so problematic. And once he's Spored, you can literally go Mag. But he risked the speed tie there. Ooh! Ooh! And Elodin does go for the Spore, which I thought he would. So, wow. Wow. That's Big Billy. And that's 3 Synthesis gone. So, again, HT has not used any, only used 1 Synthesis so far. Versus the 3 they use. And the thing is that because Fungus has not been knocked off, Diglett cannot KO it, period. Yep, spam Sludge Bombs. Synthesis right there. I don't think Abra KOs Fungus from... I'm going to change it. I know it says Life Orb, guys. $72 to $96. Okay. And he has 2 Synthesis left. So I think if I'm HT, I always go for Synthesis here. Fungus only has 2 turns of recovery. I really think this is HT's game. I think this is HT's game unless like a choke happens or some incredible luck like double crits. Because even though it is Psychic on Spritzy with Trick Room. Yep, there's a Synthesis. And then you can always just spam Sludge Bomb. You can even go for Giga Drain on a turn when you expect Diglett to come out, though I don't think that matters as much. Again, you need some pretty big luck in Elodin's favor. Like I said, guys, this is the best of 5. The first one is Little Cup, and the next one is either NU... Ooh! Ooh! That's big, too. So we're going to see the Diglett, yep, come out right there. Did he call it? Nope, just goes for a Sludge Bomb. I guess you don't have to call it anyway, to be honest, because, like, you always eat the Earthquake. You always eat the Earthquake, and you just Giga Drain back. Maybe a Memento might come out, but that doesn't stop much, considering he can just Spore. Oh, double Fungus. And we do see Synthesis. He can only do that play so many times, though, because Diglett is... Diglett takes 33%, so Diglett's to a KO by the next Sludge Bomb. And only 1 Synthesis left, so again. But yeah, like I said, next game can either be NU, RU, UU, or Ubers. The loser gets to pick. Right now, it's really looking like Elodin is going to lose this. I just raw Giga Drain right here, to be honest. I don't even go for Synthesis. But then again, I think Elodin has to go for a crit. Yep. Yep, he does. He does call the Diglett coming in. And that's my boy HT at full. By the way, I have no preference on either players. I like both of them. They're both friends, or at least acquaintances. I like to consider them friends, even if you haven't talked in like the longest time. But HT is a teammate of mine, and Elodin was a teammate of mine at a point too. So yeah, at that point, you just spam Sludge Bomb and win because he only has 1 Synthesis left, and he has 2 Sludge Bombs left though, which is kind of crucial indeed. I didn't realize that, but look at Flash Cannon and look at his team, and look at Psychic and look at his team. So, okay, that's interesting. I didn't consider that how many Sludge Bombs he had left. I didn't realize he had this little left. Yeah, Synthesis right there. I think you can just spam Synthesis for a bit. just to get out of range and just to weaken his sludge bombs. That way he only has one more recovery left. And you always keep your spore alive for Spritzy. Spritzy doesn't have regenerator, so... Yep, you spam synthesis. How many more? He has one sludge bomb himself left. So now they just spam Giga Drains. Oh god, this is going to be a long... Oh, he has 3 sludge bombs left. Sorry, I was looking at synthesis. That's the last one. Elodin might spore here, but yeah, let's use his last synthesis. Okay, so 2 sludge bombs left, 1 synthesis left. However, not even a double crit will do it. I think at this point you start spamming spore, and we're gonna see 23 turns of spore. Yeah, because you want to try and trick room up with your. So I'm gonna pause it, guys, until something happens. We'll keep it going. We'll keep going. This is gonna be a long video anyway, a really long video. And that's the last sludge bomb. So now we'll see some Giga Drain turns versus Giga Drain. Hey, I mean, I completely respect the Elodin's play to keep going. Obviously, 10 Giga Drains, 10. You can always spore. I think what Elodin is going to try and do is regen spam with this thing. We do see Abra come out. Do we see a spore? Nope, we see a Giga Drain. Okay, so he got it in on a good play. Especially because this will KO 72 to, well, it's 70, hold up. The roll is 18, 18, 20, 20, 20. Yeah, the roll's in his favor to KO. Unless he gets an 18 roll. So you click Psychic here. Get the KO on Fungus. Spritzy's going to come out. It can't win with a Nasty Plot plus Trick Room. I think you just go hard mag here and win the game with Flash Cannon. So I'm glad he made a more aggressive play. But we do see a Trick Room come out. However, he's only going to be able to Moonblast there. And then we're going to see mag come out. Unless it actually is HP Ground. Also, Fungus might be slower, but... Yep, mag come out. And he's going to be able to win the game with Flash Cannon. So, wow, that Scarf Abra, I think he set up for it incredibly well. Did not see it coming at all. I really didn't. Like I said, I do think Elodin should not have Shell Smash, but I think he should have Surfed. Because I think that hard Abra was the only play he could make there. And getting rid of Abra would have eased up Diglett, eased up... You know, Clampro could have came in at a point and just Ice Beam Fungus. I'll show you the damage on Fungus, but Clampro does a lot to Fungus. Yeah, 88 to 104. That's a Violite Fungus, and that's unboosted Clampro. So I think that hard Surf was the only play that I didn't disagree with, because like I said, Abra had to come in there if it was Sash. But now, we'll see... Look at Boner's opinion. VOD type Pete. They didn't actually say what game they were playing next. I'm really hoping it's UU. I obviously love UU, but I'm good with Ubers, NU, or... I'm glad that Little Cup was the first game. I know that it might have been a little bit slow for you guys. That was a 23-minute Little Cup game. It was only 55 turns, but I still think it was super well played on HT's part. And I think that Elodin played it well too, and the only play, like I said, I disagree with was not hard surfing. Because if Scarf Mag goes down, or if Mag goes down, period, Spritzy has its way, right? Because it's Nasty Plot Psychic. And if Abra comes in and it is Sash, you break the Sash, and you can basically ensure that Diglett traps it. So Abra isn't a problem for Fungus, and Clampo can just come in later on Fungus and just click Ice Beam, and more than likely KO it. I feel like because Elodin lost, he's going to play NU. He's been playing a lot of NU this generation, so I think that the next game will definitely be NU. He's actually been doing really well too. I feel like, did he play an SBO or was it just Snake? I mean, let me do some history for you guys. So, if I'm in Elodin's, like I said, if I'm Elodin, I pick my best tier right now. And again, I feel like it's NU for him at the moment. Though he did really well in U as well, so he might pick one of the either. HT needs 2 more wins to get out of, to get to the next round. Where are we? We see. So I kind of just give a little bit of history here. Smogon Grand Slam Playoffs round 1. Here we are. Yeah, HT did really well. He's number 4 in standings. Did super well in and UU and Ubers as well. NU, he did really well too. So, like, Little Cup was his second weakest tier. So I think that's definitely, I think HT wanted to get it out of the way. Had he lost, he might have maybe expected it, but if he won, I think that's a huge confident booster for HT himself, especially because, like he said, he didn't, that was his least, the least he did. And then we have Elodin, who did really well in UU. He didn't do that well in NU this time, but I think he did really well in NU in Snake. So, yep, I told you. I would have picked NU if I was Elodin. So, cool team. Let me just analyze a little bit. It's probably Stealth Rock Torterra. It's definitely Stealth Rock Torterra. It could be Iapapa or Z on the Incineroar. Same thing with the Slowbro. That is a huge Vikavolt. Jesus. As far as winning goes, I think that Vikavolt has such an insane matchup versus Elodin because you literally click Bug Buzz here. However, if it specs Hyper Voice, maybe if you're Elodin's case, you go for the Hyper Voice for the damage because specs Bug Buzz or even Z Bug Buzz does way too much to Elodin. So we're going to see a switch. As you do see another switch, a Volt switch. Okay, 30% to Audino. I want to say that's specs damage. Heliolisk. Probably bring out Torterra to get up rocks here, which are relatively free. However, he does have a Rabbit Spinner and Blastoise and potentially a Defogger in Silvally. His rocker would be Palisand with Shore Up, maybe Toxic Shadow Ball. Earth Power, I think, is also really good. Maybe no Toxic. So Torterra does come out. This is Mega Audino. I like Mega Audino a lot on this build because you just wish pass to... I switched sides, by the way, for this game because I think that it's more so in Elodin's favor. Though, obviously, HT is not bad at NU. Look how well he did in NU. So, that's specs, right, is what I was looking for. Audino. EU Megamind, whatever. That not specs? But it's Spadef, right? So Rock should go up, yep. Vikavolt comes in, and this is like the big problem now because if it's specs, it just clicks Bug Buzz. Passimian might come in on the specs Bug Buzz because that's his resist, but Passimian doesn't do anything back to Vikavolt. It just knocks off its specs, and it's still a problem with it's still a ridiculous problem right here. And especially if it's actually Z and not specs, because as far as Z users go, Palisand will probably be leftovers or Cobra Berry. Passimian will more likely be Scarf. Silvally holds a plate. Blastoise is more than likely leftovers, and it's Mega Audino. So if it's not specs, it can easily be Z as well on this team. Like both fit. And however, maybe Z parting shot as well. So we're gonna see a Bug Buzz come out. Let's see if this is specs. Yep, that is specs, and I think that's Assault Vest Incineroar. Forget the calc I was talking about. That's whatever that calc. Let's see NU choice specs. That's not Assault Vest. And is that not specs? So maybe it's not specs and it's just Z. What the hell is this damage? Okay, it's no HP Incineroar. I think that's what it is. And he just got a higher roll. So it's not specs, it's more likely Z than on the Bug Buzz. Or either that or you just got a really high roll. Or if it is specs. Specs with a KO. Maybe I have Papa Berry. Tomato Berry, what the hell? Tomato Berry, okay. I like that. I like how that sounds. Bug Buzz, maybe Timid. Okay, it could also be a Timid versus a max HP. A Timid specs versus an Assault Vest. That's not Assault. Bro, forget this calc. Bump that. I don't care about figuring that out. We see a knockoff come out, Passimian. I think that's fine for Elodin because as far as speed control goes, the only fast Pokemon that Elodin has in her team are both Heliolisk and Passimian, both of which are checked by the FAT on HT's team being Audino and Palisand. So knockoff is fair, and this means he can close combat and U-turn freely. That means he can close combat and U-turn freely. So if Elodin wants to make an aggressive play, he stays in on the U-turn, but I think he goes Slowbro, which invites in Vikavolt one more time just to click Bug Buzz. I really wish I had their teams. We do see him stay in. Ooh, on the aggressive U-turn to get his Eye Papa Berry activated. Very nice. However, Audino can easily come in here and not care. He'll take a Flare Blitz and he could double back out into Blastoise after he get regen. If he U-turns himself, it doesn't matter. Blastoise, okay, that's Fire Player too. Goes for Swords Dance. So Blastoise eats any hit. And Scald, Blastoise would definitely eat a +2 knockoff, and it'll probably put it, assuming Incineroar is faster, it'll put it in Torrent range, which means that Incineroar will die to Scald. So we might see Elodin go Heliolisk acknowledging that. I don't know if... Yeah, because like, if I'm Elodin, I don't think I can sack Incineroar here. You can't, you have to save it, because you don't deal with... Yeah, this is going to... You don't deal with Vikavolt very well at all, and Blastoise can come in later to spin if it wants to. On Slowbro, potentially, it's going to be hard for Blastoise to spin, actually, especially because after Rock's in range of Rocky Helmet. So if Xatu comes out, it will basically stop the spin with Rocks up. So while we might see HT switch if Heliolisk comes out, or Persimmon into Audino or something like that, we'll definitely see a Blastoise sack later, as Blastoise won't be able to get off a spin. Xatu comes out. That's smart. It's faster than this thing. Nightshade, I'm assuming, does 27%. Also, Grass Knot is a thing. I think that Audino should come out here either way, though. I don't think that you sack Blastoise, because you can save it as a sack for Persimmon or as Heliolisk later if you don't want to, if you want momentum. So Volley Steal. Oh, okay, so this could be a defogger too. We do see a U-turn come out. This is going to allow in Persimmon, which will allow in Palossand, which will do another U-turn, and then etc., etc. I think, though, that if I'm HT, I sack Blastoise as opposed to Palossand. Because basically Blastoise would die to U-turn. Oh, you get some Rocky Helmet chip. Never mind, that's smart. That Bug Buzz's gonna hurt. Well, that's cool. It wasn't leftovers or Cobra Berry. So you bring in Torterra here, maybe? Torterra's still a threat. There's no denying that. I don't know what type of Vikavolt that was. I'm assuming Specs, but this is gonna be a really long video, by the way. So bear with me, guys. Obviously, HT's up 1. Maybe Xatu might want to come out too, if it has Toxic, but Xatu obviously fears Shadow Ball. And again, like this bottom core, nothing wants to come in on Bug. I'm just gonna assume that's Specs Bug, whatever. I'm forgetting. That's like defensive. Man, I'm gonna ask Finchinator what that is. Where is he? At Finch. Is that Specs or Z on Vikavolt? I don't know in Incineroar calcs. Audino comes out on Slowbro. We're going to see a Scald come out. If we see a Burn, that means it can't Toxic it. It could be the AV Slowbro running around, especially because Delphox is actually a problem. Eye Papa Berry checks it from Incineroar, but we do see a double. Maybe scouting for Toxic. It is Calm Mind. Okay. Cool. Calm Mind is a problem. Maybe a defog from Silvally Steel, though. And we do see a Toxic come out from Silvally Steel, so that's going to neuter Slowking a lot. Oh, he stopped watching in class. Oh, no problem. All good, all good. Hydro Vortex could be the Z move on Slowking. So Scald, Calm Mind, Hydro Vortex, and maybe Psyshock or Toxic. Toxic Calm Mind is also a move that can be ran, but we do see a defog come out. And it's Future Sight. Ooh. So that's something to definitely keep in mind. However, so it might be Shatter Psyche as well. Audino walls for the most part, and it doesn't have Toxic. So we see a Parting Shot. Audino can come in, doesn't care about Toxic, doesn't care about the Future Sight either. I don't think Future Sight's going to blow it away, and it doesn't get burnt either. So Slowbro being weakened is great, because that, for Persimmon, not great in general, but great for Persimmon. And a Wish can come out from Audino if it wants to. Torterra might come out as well. Future Sight's going to be happening this turn. I don't think a Z move from Slowbro into Future Sight will KO Audino. However, Future Sight mechanics I'm not 100% sure on, but we do see a Protect. So Protect just to scout for the Z move. Yeah, that Z move wouldn't have knocked him out. So now Vikavolt comes hard in and just clicks Bug Buzz one more time. And Elodin doesn't really have an aggressive double that can punish that enough. So Bug Buzz hits hard. And Audino not Mega Evolving, obviously, because it wants to keep its Regenerator. So I think slowly but surely, HT will win this one. Especially without Incineroar to really break. Like, I understand why you want to weaken Blastoise for Bro if it's toxic or anything. I like how you brought Defog plus Rapid Spin. Smart. Hit this double on maybe the... Ooh. Okay, I can respect that play because you get in Blastoise before Rocks, therefore it can click Rapid Spin because, again, before it couldn't click Rapid Spin because the thing of a Rocky Helmet on Xatu is like one of its most common items, right? So, but if Rocks are not up, you can just Rapid Spin spam with Blastoise till Torterra KOs you, and then get in big old Vikavolt and just drop a Bug Buzz / Z move if it is not specs, because I don't know Incineroar calcs, and Incineroar can run whatever the hell it wants. Somebody tell me if it's specs here. What is this? I regret reading this chat. Dino always up on the Hyper Voice. That's specs Hyper Voice. That I know at least it's specs. So we'll probably see Palisand come out or Silvally Steel. I think Silvally Steel is a little bit better than Palisand. Well, Silvally Steel's at 48%, so Palisand makes sense. And we'll probably see a Elodin double into something that takes care of Palisand being Torterra most likely. I don't think HT should ever risk his Audino. You just get the regen and come back in later. You go Palisand. And I think slow and steady will win the game for HT. And as far as Elodin wanting to break through, I think he has to go off of HT choking and also getting a little bit lucky with crits with Helios. So we do see Torterra on the Palisand double. We see a Wish. See, like that right there, I'm not a big fan of that play because that risks the biggest threat to your team. We do see a Toxic. I mean, Torterra couldn't kill Audino at that range anyway, and Audino's back at full, so it obviously worked out. But that was like a situation where it worked out for you. However, the risk wasn't worth it because Audino is really big in checking. Yeah, like you also risk like Woodhammer from that thing critting too. But I mean, obviously Torterra being on a timer is great too. Audino just stays in now and 1v1s it. I'd protect here though because you don't want to be crit by Woodhammer. Knockoff is usually the other move that Audino has. Knockoff is also a play he can make. However, it could also be, I guess, Heal Bell for this team because it doesn't have a Heal Beller. It's a really fat team. But I feel like every single time you risk a crit on Audino, you're opening up a potential door for Elodin to come back. So, like, while I'm really just trying to stress, guys, while the play worked out and it made it a lot quicker than what it needed to be, I'm still not the biggest fan of it because it potentially risked it risked Audino, which just put in so much work because in a situation where Helios comes in and maybe Blastoise is already sacked, if Helios clicks Surf, it can kill Palisand, and then later he can just spam Hyper Voice, and no longer having a Scarf Passimian actually makes a difference at that point because Audino's gone. Palisand comes out, he's just chipping away at it slowly with Stealth Rock. Elodin can click Hyper Voice or Volt Switch here. Surf is obviously only the best play if HT stays in. Yep, and we do see a Volt Switch come out. Okay. I agree with HT not risking Vikavolt when it's not necessary because it's his way of winning this game. But I think that Audino can win too, to be honest. Getting that Toxic off on Torterra was big. Big old bro. So this allows Silvally Steel to come out if it wants to, or even Blastoise and just Rapid Spin. If Audino wants to as well, I can also just go for Protect here. Not caring about the Z move coming out from Slowbro and still being able to 1v1 it. It's obviously not Block Bro either. For those of you that don't enjoy these tournament type of replays, by the way, I encourage you just to not watch. That's it. See Protect, so no Z move coming out, no nothing. Slowbro is obviously on the timer. Blastoise, I think, should come out here. I'd go Blastoise and spin. However, that obviously doesn't do anything. Yeah, because Future Sight was coming out, but like I said, that obviously doesn't do anything for him. So, you don't risk Silvally Steel here, even though he can obviously take the hit, and he's more than likely going to switch into something like Passimian to aggressively deal with it. Maybe you do risk Silvally Steel here, because Passimian should come out. Yep. Goes for knockoff, gets rid of its Choice Scarf, which makes it a little bit harder to deal with, I feel. But at the same time, not so much. Actually, yeah, it's a little bit more annoying that Passimian isn't Choice Lock. Especially because if he knocks off right now, oh man, he got him. So that's big, because Future Sight is going to knock him out. I think that you should have always protected there with your Audino. So this is like a door opening thing now, because now he just safely Volt Switches around and even clicks Hyper Voice, and like if Audino's ever crit, it loses. So that was like a door opener right there. Like I said, I think that Protect was always a play there, because you stall out the Future Sight turn and it won't be doing too much. However, a big old Vikavolt comes out and clicks a button. So it's still a problem, but now, again, that was like just a few turns that were not the best. In HT's part. I don't think the crit mattered either, because it was a +1 Future Sight, right? Yeah, it was a +1 Future Sight. Was it? Yep, +1. And either way, Palisand was not recovering at that point. So a bit of a misplay right here. Might cost him the game too, because between Palisand and Audino, you walled the entire team. Like even knocking that turn was a little bit iffy. We do see the Bug Buzz come out. That's specs as hell. So as far as winning now goes for HT, I think he's going to have to win a speed tie versus Passimian to knock it out with close combat. With his own Passimian. Because defensively he doesn't kill anything now. Vikavolt eats one hit. It will eat one hit from Xatu. And you will be able to Bug Buzz, yep. So it gets rid of Xatu. I guess that stops close combat Rocky Helmet. Helios comes out and he can easily Volt Switch. You sack Blastoise here and you bring out Passimian. You keep Vikavolt alive because it literally gets a kill. Yep, sack Blastoise. You Volt Switch out into Passimian. Hyper Voicing, okay. That's odd, because now he gets to he gets to defog, which is cool. But I guess it always forces an Audino. I also suppose that, yeah, he's gonna have to win a speed tie with his own Passimian to beat this thing, unless he gets off a Toxic. Actually, no, Mega Audino just wins. I just realized he can Mega Evolve and not be weak to Passimian. Obviously, Passimian can have Gunk Shot. Let's see if Silvally is actually faster than this. Because if it is faster, you go for Toxic because you can't miss due to the defog. And obviously, getting off a Toxic on Passimian means that you can Protect Stall a little bit. So one option, like I said, the Passimian does have to hit Audino with super effective damage is the Gunk Shot, but that doesn't do too much to defensive Audino. However, this is Spadef Audino, so I love it, Spadef. 45 minutes and we're only on game 2. We do see a Parting Shot. No Toxic, interesting. I definitely think that Toxic was a little bit better there. Again, because you're getting rid of that speed tie thing, or potential over speed tie. So what are you going on into? Passimian yourself? I feel like Silvally still didn't do much. Okay, so I don't think that Elodin has to risk this right now. However, if he does and he gets it, then it's just such a great position. Again, turn 33, excuse me. I think that, yeah, he goes slow, bro. Let's see if he U-turns. Nope. However, he doesn't really have much to punish this Slowbro. Slowbro is gonna eventually, it is Z, but like you U-turn here, obviously. Yeah, I'm just really stuck on this turn right here because that was a chance Toxic cannot miss. I guess you can go back out into, well, I mean, you have to go right back out into Silvally Steel, right? And if he's gonna Toxic this turn, like, just imagine the chip he could have gotten. And then you just Mega Evolve with Audino and you walled his entire team. 1v1. Yep, and there you go. That's punished for the, that's unfortunate, but that's punished for the last turn. You defogged initially. That really is unfortunate, but again, that's unfortunate the game punishes you like that. That's why you try to take as least risk as possible. I hope I'm not being hard on HT too. I'm just being honest. So you gotta go back onto Passimian here. I feel like you don't go Audino yet. And again, you gotta make the call of going for U-turn versus close combat. And if you got close combat and he stays in, you gotta win the speed tie. Okay, Audino works too. 5 close combats left. You Mega Evolve, but this is where, again, initially hitting it. You Mega Evolve so you're not weak to CC. See U-turn come out on the Mega Evolution, good play. Toxic. If you're Elodin, you just spam Scald and then switch back and forth between this and Torterra. Actually, you just go hard Torterra, I feel, and get up your rocks. Because Vikavolt can only come in once. Like this thing is still a problem. This Audino is still a problem. I think HT goes out into Passimian here. No, it just slacks off. Okay. This is fine. Hydro Vortex doesn't kill anything. I don't think Scald Hydro Vortex kills Vikavolt, but I don't think Scald does. However, now Audino can't pivot in anymore because he lost Regenerate. Why did they get this thing out Regenerator? So let's see if we see a Z move. We do see the Z move come out to punish the Vikavolt coming in. And in the endgame of this, we might be seeing Slowbro switching back and forth between these two. Or, no, Helios just comes in and clicks buttons. Yeah. I think that HT threw this. For sure. I really think that HT threw this. Yeah. Let's see. Doesn't matter if you go for U-turn. I mean, you go for knock here, not U-turn, rather. This thing isn't a problem because it lost its choice scarf. It wasn't, like, losing its choice scarf, as I mentioned earlier, wasn't the problem when Palisand was alive. Like, Audino could have been protected a little bit better. Hey, man, Elodin did what he had to do, though. So Torterra goes down, which means no rocks. Flutter PMs me. I know you're recording and trying to be nice, but you gotta say that he choked. And I was like, yeah, I can't. Like, I have to be real. There was definitely a throw here, a throw or two. So now we see Thunderbolt spam. If Helios does have Thunderbolt, obviously it could just be Surf Dark Pulse or something as his last few moves. A crit does absolutely nothing. Ooh, okay, hold up. Because you get the regen back. HT might still win just because of how fat Audino is. So you go Passimian here. I'm really surprised you don't go Passimian because he's gonna go for knockoff, and then you can close combat on the. He close combat on his protect, and he takes the future sight plus that. Surprised he took so long. Never mind. That did nothing. I'm underestimating. I'm overestimating Slowbro. Maybe gunk shot spam. Nope. Yeah, so had he gotten Toxic off earlier, he might be trying to wish stall, like stall out the wish protects. Future Sight's always a good play. Knock off, and then he goes Passimian. You got to try and catch him with a Toxic. He's going for Combines too, maybe two in tie split. I still think you go Passimian instead of slacking off. Actually, what he's going to do is he's going to slack off here. And then next turn he's going to go Passimian after the Future Sight. That did good damage. Okay, so Future Sight gets boosted. If you see him, Future Sight is boosted. Are you sure, guys? Are you guys sure? Because it just took 20 versus 32. That looks boosted. Like, guys, that ain't no roll. That ain't no metronome either. He didn't use another Future Sight. So maybe a Toxic might come out. However, I think if I'm HT, if HT stays in and Elodin stays in and risks this, I think that you had to go for the knockoff crit. But that was also another play that like could have been whatever. So we'll see a Toxic come out here. No. Woof. Elodin is playing his wing con, which is stalling out Toxics. Smart. Surely we'll see a Toxic now, though. Yep, Toxic on heal so it can no longer voltage around. Maybe Protect to stall it out. I think Elodin should just go hard slow, bro, though. Because now you just got 2 turns. If I'm HT, I go for a no Protect. Screw it, man. That's interesting that it's so boosted, though. That's really cool. But yeah, so 10 more Toxics. Ooh. You don't go for Wish here, you go for another knock. On the slack off, 30, 24, right? 24. Future Sight comes out. Yep. Just go hard, Passimian. Passimian ain't ever in danger. He hasn't wished either. You go Passimian now. Yeah, the issue is, assuming Future Sight is from this boost now, if Slowbro's not in, Future Sight mechanics are weird. Actually, no. I think that you can actually afford to stay in here. 11, you recover 50, you live. Goes Passimian. On the Passimian. Oh, okay. So I like this play. I like that play a lot, actually. Because Slowbro, if it comes in on close combat, it will die to U-turn. So maybe it's forcing Elodin to actually use risk the speed tie right now. Because like I said, Slowbro will die to close combat plus U-turn. So Elodin might make the Slowbro play to pivot right back out into Passimian on the U-turn. And HT might double. Like, Elodin's been making some really risky plays, but I think that in a case of a matchup-wise, like really aggressive plays rather, not risky. I think in the case of matchup, he actually had to. So this is cool. Slowbro comes in. We are going to see the close combat. Like I said, this thing does die to U-turn. But Future Sight, we both forgot about it. Okay. And by we both, I mean me. What if they forgot about it too? I definitely forgot about Future Sight. I didn't even see that he clicked it. Yeah, had he gone bro anyway, it didn't make a difference unless he crit U-turn, and even if he crit U-turn, then yeah, this is a downhill battle. At least you guys get some competitive content. I really like the way Elodin has been playing this. How many slack offs does he have left though? 9. Wish Protect is 8. You're gonna need a Toxic off on Passimian. A knockoff on Heliolisk would do it. Nope. He just U-turns right back out into Slowbro. Why even U-turn? Just hard switch. Though, I suppose a throw, maybe it's not even a throw, because if you have Gunk Shot, it has a 30% chance to poison. If you poison Audino, it's dead. Like, it's not going to be taking these hits. Honestly, let this thing get poisoned to try and poison Audino back. Oh, it has Iron Head too. No Gunk Shot. Okay, so Iron Head, no Gunk Shot. Right back out into Slowbro. Yep, U-turns down to Slowbro. 7 wishes left. This is a downhill game for HT. But something that I thought, like I said, he had the matchup. And all this could have been, like, even after all this, he still would have been in a good position had he clicked Toxic over Parting Shot, where it couldn't miss. And then he missed a Toxic here, which was big. But again, like, he had outs. So all Elodin has to do is get it right on a turn. Hey guys, just skip ahead to the next battle, because at this point, I don't think HT can win. I think we'll see a good game soon. 70, Calm Mind, Future Sight right now. 17 knockoff. I've never seen knockoff get stalled out. Skull Burn also would help too. And there's the burn, which makes it a lot easier too. There's the wish. Persimmon comes out. Do we see a Toxic? Nope, just another knockoff. Playing a little bit safer. Yeah, honestly, just click Iron Head at this point. You don't even have to safely go back out into Slowbro. If you get poisoned, it sucks, but Elodin's just taking the super safe win. 6 wishes left. Calm Minds, Calm Minds. Future Sight right now. There you go. Future Sight did 32. That's ridiculous how much that does. So Future Sight's going to come off this turn. He's forced to... If knockoff crits and he goes for Scald... No, that doesn't matter because he didn't go for Wish. Like if he doesn't go for Wish this turn, he takes too much. So Persimmon comes out. See a knockoff. We see the Future Sight, which doesn't take into account the Calm Mind boost if you're not in. What the hell is this mechanic? But it's over at this point because the Audino needs to not be flinched and get off wishes, and it can't, especially with the burn. And if it uses all these wishes, he loses anyway. So they're going really fast, but it's over. 3 wishes left. You can't Toxic him ever. I love how the burn mechanic looks. Eventually he's going to flinch him too. Two wishes left. I can respect HT fighting it out, but... Yeah, you literally spam Iron Head. If he Toxic, he loses. If he gets flinched, he loses. If he does anything but Wish, he doesn't. He loses, and he literally loses in 2 turns anyway. So that's game. I'm just playing it smart. Going out to Slowbro. Why risk it? I can respect it. You got 1 wish anyway. Honestly, why not just go Heliolisk and just spam Volt Switch? Like, he didn't have to go Slowbro. Okay, so there's the win there. So Elodin ends up winning an NU. So it's 1-1, an hour in. An hour in, man. 1-1. So if I'm HT, let's try to make a educated guess on what he'd do next. If I'm HT, I think I'd do UU. UU is one of his best tiers, easily. And he gets to pick it because he's a loser in this game. Yeah. So you go UU. Winning the Little Cup was still big, so it's 1-1. This next one won't necessarily be like. Elodin did do well in UU Open too. They both did well in UU Open. Yep. Elodin actually did better than HT in the UU Open. It's 1 round higher. However, he has good Ubers record too, so he might do Ubers first before and leave the UU for last as like his trump card. No. No. Yeah, what the hell? There's another guy who's called Edian who won the UU Open, and his name was like Elodin. I don't know who he is, but that was the reference. So UU could definitely be the win. I'm trying my best to make this interesting, guys. I mean, I'm doing commentary. I don't think the games itself were just a little bit long-winded. Like, damn, man. That game itself was just super, super long. So I'll pause it, guys, until we get another one. Be right back.